The reason I wanted to have you on this, now here's the thing, just so you know, I'm lucky, I do have assistants, but I have a bunch of businesses. And being a doctor, I'm successful, but I have other businesses that actually made me more successful. I just haven't ever really talked about them. And so I was like, I want to start like finding those people that I think are very inspirational, entrepreneurial, have like a really powerful, independent, unique personality to showcase and just see kind of where it goes, because those are the clients that actually come to me and have made me really successful as a physician, because they see me like that and then they come to me. And then I saw your Instagram and I was like, wow, that woman like not only transformed herself, she's able to like talk to people and make them like stand up for themselves and want to be independent and like change and transform their bodies, which is like what I do basically in surgery and personally. So I was like, I needed to have you on to talk because I feel like we're going to be able to showcase someone who I think is an inspiration to women, and then also just be able to tell your story a little bit and see if more people get to follow you and see you.
Yeah, I love that. I feel a little defeated because the algorithm changed and you have to figure out again
Oh, I
how
know.
to, go viral again.
I know it's hard, and I think these are good ways to do it. And
Yeah.
connecting it to like the YouTubes and stuff like that, because our YouTube is really good. My podcast stuff has like nothing yet, but the funny thing is we're getting like 100,000, 200,000 views in a week, even on YouTube, just from these initial podcasts that we're doing. So I think it does show that like people really want to learn more detail and get really the behind the scenes look of somebody personally before they invest in following them or buying something from them or going to them if they have a service. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
How did you get into becoming a fitness coach? And then you lost a lot of weight. So where did that all start from?
Well, so my husband's an inventor.
Mm.
Oh, he's an inventor. He invented a 6 foot picture hanging tool that's a tape measure. The tape measure has
Wow.
metal points on them, so the metal nails move on this tape measure. So
Mm.
you would measure the back of the picture, bring the tape measure to the wall, push, and now you know where the nails go.
Oh, wow. I feel
So
like I need to
that,
introduce him to every artist I know. I'm very big into art. I don't know, that's something you don't know. But
yeah.
one of my friends who's one of the biggest pop artists, his name's Joza. He's in Miami. You should look him up. He's amazing. He just shipped today 8 pieces to my house. One of them's 108 inches long. It's insane. It's wood. I'll show it to you. It's crazy. So something like that would be incredible.
Well, I'll send it to you. It's called Hangomatic.
Oh my God. Okay.
So he created it in college, and then
Okay.
when I met him in 2008 on we met on JD,
Oh, that's cute.
and he showed me the prototype, and I was just hanging a shelf, and I struggled getting the second nail to match the hole in the back of the shelf,
Oh my
and
God.
I put a good baseball size hole in my apartment in Park La Brea.
Oh wow. That's funny.
And Park La Brea is not cheap.
No. Not what
So
Cal.
this was the 2008.
Oh wow. That's
So when he
crazy.
showed me the prototype, I'm like, "Is this in stores?" And he's like, "No, you can't just walk into Home Depot and sell it." And so I gave him shit about it because I didn't understand why he created this prototype in the year 2000. Now it's 2008, and he still doesn't have
Yeah.
like a finished product.
Oh my God. So what'd you do?
So
Or what ended up happening?
about a year or two later, Shark Tank came out,
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching Kevin O'Leary screaming at people about a trade show. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck is a trade show? I grabbed my phone. Oh, what the fuck is a trade show?
Yeah.
I found the biggest housewares trade show in the United States. He comes home and I'm like, we're going to a fucking trade show. And like, it's $5,000. we're going. And he's like, no, 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 no. I can't use my Jewish savings. We can't. No, 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 no.
Oh my God, of course, no risk. I'm the opposite that way, though. I would have used it in a
Me
second.
too. I'm like, it's now it's 2010. You've been sitting on this for 10 years.
What was he doing to make money before? Was this just for fun?
His dad used to own a tool store, like a
Okay.
smaller version of a Home Depot,
Oh.
that they sold to White Cat.
So he had a little bit.
So his entire family has been in tools.
Got
so
it.
he was working for
So he's working with them.
building supply.
So what happened? Did you make it? Did it work?
Yeah, yeah. We
From Kevin O'Leary,
did
did it?
I chased the Home Depot buyer and
Oh my God.
screaming down the hallway, going, John, John, because people walked by. And
But I feel like anyone would have bought from you, though. I feel like anyone that does that crazy would definitely, I would buy from, for sure.
That was crazy. The Hobby
So-
Lobby buyer was walking by and I was eating. I was trying to be on break. So my mouth was full. I was eating salad. I quickly saw Hobby Lobby and I'm chewing, going, Hobby Lobby, Hobby Lobby. Because thousands of people are walking by
Yeah.
a little tiny not even 4-foot cubicle.
Wow.
Right? We were in the inventor area with other inventors, and also this was in Chicago Convention Center.
Yeah, that's
It was
huge.
Miles and miles and 6 miles
Huge.
long.
Oh my God.
Anyway, to make my story short, he got on QVC 5 times in England and America, and we were in Home Depot, Hobby Lobby, Container Store. We were in Joann's, Michael's.
Wow.
Well,
So it's
so
not
I
anymore, or
started-
it still is? Not anymore, or still is?
Well, Michael's packaging sucked, so we
Oh.
lost $100,000 of packaging the first time.
Oh my gosh.
Joann's, same thing, packaging problem. Bed Bath and Beyond went out of business,
Yeah, I know.
right?
Because them, I thought would have been
It's
good. I thought they would have been good, but originally when they were big.
Yeah, so we did really well from 2010 to about 2015-ish. Because we were doing it ourselves. We were packaging it ourselves. We were shipping ourselves from the house.
Oh my
Jared
God.
was working full time. I had a baby. I had a second baby. We were on Good Morning America during COVID, shipping 1 to 7,000 people. So eventually it got too much for him working full time because we moved to Colorado. He got a new job. Now he's the president of Building Supply. That's always been his dream. So, we almost sold it. The week before COVID, we were waiting for an offer from a
Oh,
really
no.
large picture hanging company. And then COVID got announced and we lost the deal.
Wow. So
So
then
that would have been life
what?
changing.
But then what? So during that time, were you working out? Were you fit like you are now, or?
So I started working out. I thought, because watching Kevin O'Leary still and he's screaming, a picture hanging tool isn't going to sell itself on Instagram. People buy from people. So you need to have a social media marketing person. So I'm like, well, how am I going to grow my social media with this picture hanging thing? Let's do fitness, because I always felt fat and uncomfortable. So I signed up for Beachbody
Oh my God.
with Shalene Johnson. You know who she is?
I don't know. Who is she? Let me look.
She was the original founders of late night, 2:00 in the morning. If you call the next.
Oh yeah, she reminds me of like all the fitness videos, like
Yeah,
all
so
the
she
popular
was the
like workout
Beachbody
videos.
leader.
You know, I could see you have done this. Did you do this?
Did I do what?
Did you end up doing this? That like with this type of
signed
thing?
up- It was a multi-level marketing company now in 2016. So I wanted to learn marketing. So I signed up with Shalene Johnson's sister.
Oh
Like, if
wow.
I'm gonna learn Instagram,
Yeah, she has 900,000 followers still. Shalene right now.
yeah. So I joined her sister because her sister was doing Beachbody at the time, and now.
What
Shalene
did you look
Johnson-
like then? Did you feel like? Did you have any difference in how you are now? Because like this energy, this health, this vibrancy, I see it in you now. What was it like
Well, that
then?
was all me, and no one fucking taught me shit, and she didn't fucking teach me shit. She didn't
So
fucking
what
do
then
a
how did the social
goddamn
media
single
happen?
thing.
How did the social media happen then?
Oh, so, well,
Like
because she
where is
didn't
this?
teach me anything.
Okay, so you paid her for nothing?
No, well,
Or
see,
you
you
use a
can all go
course
to
or
her
what?
thing. I didn't pay her. I just signed up under her.
Oh, I see. I see.
So
Okay.
imagine if you were, it's like an affiliate.
Got it. Okay.
I signed up under her, never even heard her voice.
Oh my God.
I just thought, well, I'm gonna learn something. And what I learned is no one's fucking gonna help you.
No.
You have to learn yourself.
No, I mean nowadays, so I started doing social years ago before any doctors ever did. It was me and two other doctors did both Snapchat and Facebook when it first started. And what I found was the Snapchat was a lot of really young people that weren't going to do any of the treatments. Things would go maybe viral, they talk about it, but it didn't lead to anything. So I have actually left doing Snap that much, although we still do it, and then went to Instagram. And I used Instagram as the platform, and I was the only doctor that was doing it. That's why there were no restrictions at that time. What you were talking about virality, I've been shadow banned for at least 2 or 3 years. I can't believe even some people see me. I mean, that's why we don't grow that much, but it's funny, my actual products, my skincare, my supplements, and my patients all continue to come in at the highest through YouTube and Instagram. So people are still seeing me. It's just I always get restricted because they say there's nudity, that it's sex. I mean, I'm surprised even you just having a nowadays just having a bikini or something on or just a workout cutoff makes you not get banned because people report everything or the algorithm sees you as nude when honestly you're just showing off. Like you should be able to show off your body. Women should be able to, wear a sports bra and walk around how they want to. But at that time, which was like 2000, like 7 to 8, it was more like 15 was when it really got big. But in 7 or 8, I think my first post on Instagram was like 2012 or something or 10, and it every day we were just posting something about either what I did or who I was. Initially, it was like my dog. Every day it was showing my dog because everyone wanted to relate to you and see a little bit behind the scenes. But no doctor really ever did that. It was literally a critical, like sort of before and after results, some of the procedures. You were in a white coat and it was very sterile. And I was like you. I'm like the very outspoken. I mean, I even had problems in my fellowship because I would always go against what the people taught me were telling me. And I would say, no, that's not how I want to do it. Or that's not how, well, we've done it that way forever, that type of thing. And I'm always like, think outside the box. And so I was doing the social and everything. And it really built up having multiple major businesses actually. And one of my supplements, which I should go grab, actually, it's in the bathroom. It's in, I think it's either in the bathroom or it's downstairs. Ask Nicole, I'll bring it so I can show it to her. Yeah. One of the newer supplements that we just came out with in my supplement brand, I think you would love. I actually want to give it to you. It's 3 peptides. One is called AOD. Do you know about peptides? I think you do, right? Or you don't?
Like a Ozempic type of peptide?
Yeah, like that's considered that's considered like a medical peptide. It's more of like a drug now. But it truly, honestly, at micro doses for anybody, it doesn't even do that much for weight loss. It does more for preventing of Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, heart attack and stroke, diabetes, and it's really good for inflammation. It decreases, people are believing now, even autoimmune disease in the gut and arthritis. So I've been taking it for like 3 years, 4 years, before it even was for weight loss. And it's definitely changed how I feel, hair, just everything in your body internally. But there's other ones that are not true drugs that stimulate processes in your body. Like some increase your growth hormone, some help your skin become tighter because of collagen production. Some help hair, some help vision, some help focus because they work on neurotransmitters in the brain. And so the one we just made has 3 different things: a neurotransmitter, sort of a brain-focused peptide. Another one that's more of like fat metabolism. It doesn't increase your temperature of your body, but it utilizes the fats that you have in a better way. And then also one for gut health and for inflammation in your joints. And people love it. People are loving it. And all of that type of stuff, I started doing the promotions in Instagram, and it built. Now I have a team internally that's like 7 people, 8 people that do all that stuff. And that's why I was saying, like, the content you make, even without a team, is great. But nowadays, it requires so much to be able to promote yourself, because you have to make this content, and then you have to do really crazy editing and get people to notice you with hooks and virality. And like, I'm not a dancing doctor, like that's not going to happen, I do too much professional stuff. So how did you build that up for yourself?
So I started on TikTok.
Okay.
When we were home for COVID, I was really depressed because I was home with 2 little kids. So I went on TikTok, and my husband's screaming, "It's Chinese, don't go on TikTok. They'll come steal, our forest."
Oh my God.
And while he went to work, because he's in construction, so he was in, um, necessary employee or whatever it was called, I was pulling my hair out, eating candy, potato chips, drinking alcohol by 11:58 in the morning.
Oh my God.
So I started putting on weight and went crazy because I was going to do a bodybuilding competition 6 months prior.
Okay.
And I got scared and I quit. But I was still pretty.
Why'd you get scared?
Because
you hadn't done it. Yeah, here.
Go on stage.
Oh, because you haven't done it. You never showed your body like that.
It was my first show. It was my first prep.
Yeah, my mom growing up was a bodybuilder, actually. So she used to, I mean, that's before women, really did a lot of bodybuilding. But she did, all those sprays, like the pro hormones and like all that stuff. And my whole house smelled like broccoli and rotten eggs, literally. All she would eat was chicken, broccoli, and hard-boiled eggs. Yeah. And nowadays, they have the packages with the little eggs. They don't even smell.
Yeah,
it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Like literally I ate 1,000 of them. But like every day I would come home and be like, this is the worst. Because it was all that's all they would eat, would be portion food. And everyone would be like, what do you guys eat at home? And I'd be like, I have to make my own food because my mom has packaged food. And it was like tilapia and like chicken. Did you do all that or no?
I have tilapia right now too.
See, that's what I was saying. I knew it.
The diet doesn't change.
I know it. I never does.
Yeah.
That's why I'm updating.
Yeah. My diet consists of extreme, very healthy food, but I have polycystic kidney disease.
Oh yeah.
So
see, then these peptides might help you actually. That's funny. That peptides might actually really help.
Right. So I had to do something for my kidneys because I watched my mom die from diabetes, thyroid, kidney disease at 63.
Yeah,
so I
that's
didn't
not.
want to.
So you gotta be careful.
I saw my genetics. She was nearly 300 pounds, and she was like 4'8".
So then, now you. What's the point of your Instagram? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you trying to tell people? Because that led into me seeing you wanting to influence, the fitness community and a woman being, middle age and looking like really hot. Like that's what I saw. I was like, wow, this woman like transformed her whole life and is telling other women, shut up and don't say that you can't work out and eat right because you can. And look at me, I have tight skin and I have a great body at my age. Like that was like that. I was like, that's amazing,
Yeah. When I started, I had no intention on coaching. When I started, it was purely out of depression. Mm-hmm. The gyms were closed, and I was lonely. And so I turned on Facebook Live to be around people.
Okay, so that's great.
And I would work out by myself with TV on YouTube.
Was like working out to you? Like it was just something you were doing for health and mental, mental fitness. Like it wasn't right. It was just to help you.
I didn't even look at the screen. I was looking. So my TV was like this.
Yeah.
Facebook phone was where you are, and I would just look at the TV and work out alone while somebody was watching me. And I'm like, yeah, come on, they're watching you. You gotta lift. Because when I didn't have the camera on, I'm like, one.
Were there, so you never had a trainer?
No,
No.
not at the time.
So then, so then how did you get into it where now
No,
you're the one?
yeah, I had a trainer once because I was trying to do the bodybuilding competition. So I hired a trainer to push me and make and teach me form before I became a personal trainer myself.
Right. So how
So,
did you then, why did you get into the training? Like did you get into the love of the fitness part? Did it make you just feel so good? What
well,
was
what
it?
made me feel good is I had 4,000 people watching me.
Where
So
this was on, this was Instagram or where was
this
this?
was
On
on
live?
YouTube. This was on. It ended up being on TikTok.
Oh, so
So for
what were
when
people
Facebook
saying
Live,
when they were watching you?
first it was Facebook Live,
Okay.
and then within a week, girls would comment, "What time are you going to work out live tomorrow? I want to join you."
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "Oh, you want to join me?" Oh, let me put some, So I started like putting makeup on and getting cute,
Okay.
right? So then I'm like, "Okay, I'll see you tomorrow, 11 o'clock Eastern.
Oh
See
my
you
God. So you
tomorrow."
created a community.
Right. And then TikTok Live started.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went Facebook Live and TikTok Live at the same time.
Wow.
And
Where
TikTok
where
Live
were all these women
had
from?
people. What is it?
Where were the women from?
All over the countries.
Were they like
Everywhere.
your age? Did they look like you? What were you don't
I have
know?
no idea. I just turned on live and I don't know who was
And it just
watching.
kept going. So how often were you doing it?
How long?
No, how often?
I'm not quite sure how.
Every day?
Every single day.
For how
At
long?
Eastern time for 1, 2, 3 hours.
Oh my
My
God.
husband going, you're not a coach. No one's going to hire you.
Oh, this is more of a
You're
reason to do it.
42. No one's going to, you're not a 20-year-old like these other Instagram girls. Anyway, so he goes to work and these 3 people like, please, 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 I'm begging you. I'm like, fine. For $25,
That's fine.
I'll
You
coach
should.
you in a group on Facebook.
Oh my
100
God.
people later,
Wow.
and my husband comes home, he's like, how's your day? I'm like, I'm pretty good. I got 100 people in a Facebook group paying me $25 to coach. What'd you do? I don't know. I'll give them a spreadsheet.
Oh my God. But see the cool thing about that is it goes to show that anyone can inspire another person. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a celebrity, you don't have to be famous, you don't have to have a lot of money to be able to inspire somebody or be attracted to someone's personality or what they're doing. I mean, you don't realize probably the impact then that you have on so many more people. Because I honestly don't realize that either. I actually have done a little bit less over the years when it comes to things like live and personal posts because I have a whole team that does a lot of it. And I wanted to come back to doing this actually because the most response that I get and the most sort of is when you explain, when you be real, when you're touching people with the voice, that type of thing, and you're really then inspiring them because you never know. I mean, some people you might just you really affect somebody, So these people in the group, what were they trying to achieve?
They all wanted to lose weight.
So it was all weight
The
loss.
majority of them didn't.
And how much had you
know?
lost from when you started to now? When you got serious, how much have you lost?
So in total, I've lost 60 pounds.
Oh wow. Do you have those before and
But-
afters? I think I've seen them on your Instagram.
Yeah. But the biggest transformation was my mind.
I
What
know.
women don't understand is they die in childbirth. Like I
I'm
died
gonna tell you
who
something.
I was prior to children. I don't even know. Just look how crazy this sounds. I don't know what my career would have been if I didn't have children.
I know. I ask people that all the time because it literally changes your whole life, and
Yeah.
not just what you do. It's the day to day, how you feel about yourself, and then how you look. Because some of my girlfriends were, and I'm not saying they're not now, but they were the most prettiest, fit, athletic women ever before having kids. And then when they had kids, they come to me and they go, kids ruined my whole life. They ruined how I look, this and that. Even my mom's like, you sucked the boobs out of me. Like that's what my mom used to say.
Yeah.
And she was like, I had the best breasts and you ruined him, you know, and all that type of stuff. And then that has a huge effect on women mentally. And then unless they're strong enough to be like, and have the time to figure out how to go back, work out, you know, change the diet, change how they feel every day, you know, how they talk to themselves, how they look at the world, everything. They're not going to be confident. They're not going to have the same level of higher self-esteem that they need to feel good and look good, you know, or then they'll resort to just plastic surgery. And that's why I'm like very different when it comes to surgery like that. Because my patients, I go, look, you need to work out. I get them trainers. I get them coaches like you. I have life coaches that we work with too. I put them all on peptides. That's why I developed, this was the product I was telling you about, VitaSculpt. I'm going to send it to you because it has those 3 things in there. And you'd be surprised, the brain focus peptide that's in here, people feel better sleep. They feel more rested. You have a lot more attention. You have a lot more creativity. Like I started actors that I know on this just to help sort of remember more when it comes to scripts. And some of them have said just their overall ability to think more clearly was better, you know, things like that. And you lose a lot of that when you have kids.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because you also devote all the time that you had to yourself to someone else now when you have kids.
Yeah.
So,
And that's what inspires me to keep going. I don't want women to feel like they're asleep, right?
right.
They don't know how to be present. They don't know how to take care of themselves because they spent years and years and years of their lives taking care of other people.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait, how do I take care of me?
Right. I agree.
So
And that actually,
it's so sad to think that someone is going to die without ever feeling confident.
yeah. And that's the thing. That's why I really wanted to have you on the podcast, because some people's, I would say, level of success in the world is money, you know, and like that's why people get into business so they can make a lot of money. Let's say some people's level of success is making others feel confident, feel better about themselves. When I started getting into aesthetics, it was all about artistry and creativity. I was doing things for people that no one ever thought you could do, because I had patients that had HIV and their whole faces were bone. And they literally couldn't get jobs because people would think that they were on drugs. They were just like meth addicts or something, even though they literally had a disease that just made their face wither away. You put a little filler in there or do a surgery where you put some fat, and now they get jobs. Like these people come to me 2 weeks after getting a treatment crying because they're getting an actually hourly job at Starbucks. That's how appreciative they were, because they couldn't get one before. People would just accuse them of being like a meth addict or something. And so people don't understand how looks make people feel a very specific way. And so in your job, you're empowering people through their mind. You know, in my job, I'm doing a little bit of both. Like even today I did surgery. It's not on Instagram, unfortunately, but I'm going to convince him to let us at some point, because this kid's lost over 100 pounds and we're doing 2 surgeries in 2 weeks. And literally removing all the skin, lifting his chest, giving him muscular definition. I already started him on peptides, and we're gonna get him into the trainers in a month, you know? But this type of thing is inspiring to people, because now I know he's gonna have that level of self-confidence that he's never had before, you know? And you do that same thing through basically telling women to be strong, you know, to be confident in their mind. And so
some people can't afford surgery, but they eat every day, you know. People
I mean, you gotta eat, and people have to eat. They have to eat.
Right. They still have
it's
to
just choose of what
they have to eat or not, they still do eat.
Right. You have to choose what you're gonna eat.
So it's just changing to what you eat. I'm not taking away the eating.
Right.
I'm just giving you different food to eat.
And that's the thing, is like nowadays, even on Instagram and TikTok, so much is food. So much is related to food. Even myself, I post these food videos. I did it because I used to just go to restaurants and take pictures all the time, well before anyone did this. It was like, I have Snapchats from 2012. I'm looking at Alec right now. I went back because I looked all the way down. I was like, what did I do like all these years ago? And it was food. It was all restaurants. And I was like, I did food influencing before anyone did food influencing on Snapchat, like in 2012 or 13 or something. But the thing is nowadays you look, people are looking for those healthy alternatives. They're all posting some sort of diet, whether it's a carnivore or a low carb or natural or vegan. They're all like, there's always some rendition of something that's really bad for you, right? And they're trying to make it healthy. But the funny part was when I just told you my mom was a bodybuilder 20 years ago and what she ate, you're like, I'm eating that right now. So it doesn't change what's actually healthy for you. It's just people try to make it make these changes so that it fits their lifestyle well. Because everyone wants some chocolate sometimes. Everyone wants a pizza, but now it's a cauliflower pizza with a no carb cheese or whatever it is, like something like that. So what changed with when you started to lose the weight? What changed in your eating? What did you do? No, I know. Like, what was it? What did you change to?
So I used to have yogurt in the morning with granola.
Okay, that's not that good for you.
It's not because
People think it is. Starbucks, they all convince you that the little thing is good for you.
right. People think that if someone else said it's healthy, then it must be healthy
Yep.
because it's yogurt and granola. But yogurt and granola is shit because it's made for you. So there's always a winner and a loser. If I'm eating granola and yogurt, then the company who made the granola and the yogurt wins,
Of course.
and I lose. But if I make eggs, then the granola yogurt company loses,
Exactly.
and I win because I just ate high protein that's really healthy and I lost a pound.
100%.
So I won.
Yeah, so I eat breakfast. It's funny you said that. My typical breakfast in the morning is like shots of espresso with hard-boiled eggs and a little bit of Greek yogurt. I don't put granola in it.
Men could have yogurt more than women.
Oh yeah,
Because
that's good. I want
men
you to explain that.
naturally have more muscle.
I agree.
So if you and I ate
Higher protein.
2 things of yogurt together, I would bloat in an hour and you would be fine.
But this is why this is good because I don't think a lot of people know that for
No,
women.
And then especially if they're husband and wife and they eat together, then the
Right, then they try to eat the same thing. I know, that's the problem. I know. And it's always like, it's so funny on my fiance, and it's not a woman, obviously, it's man and man. And I try to tell him sometimes, he's like, always wants to do the same thing I do. And I'm like, sometimes if I want to eat this way, I have a different body than you. I can eat it, you can't. He's like, well, my stomach hurts after. I'm like, don't eat it then. I was like, don't eat that. Because you can't, your body can't. And my stomach is like steel. I can literally have anything. And so, everyone else, they're like lactose intolerant or they have issues with
Right.
absorption and gut and inflammation and all that. When you eat the way you're describing, which is literally fresh foods that you cook yourself, like meat, like different proteins, fish, eggs, fruits, those types of things, you're fine. Your body's fine. So then what I did was, because when you were saying like the women will always eat what the man does and then they look different, even though they probably can't eat that. I said, let's do carnivore diet for like 2 months. And both of us looked the best we ever did. Because there's literally, I don't think anyone, I'm curious to see what you say, that can't have that diet and look good. Maybe I won't eat.
Any diet works. Do you understand that?
Tell me about that.
Diet. Any diet works.
Yeah, because you're portioning and you're eating the right things. Although I was like laughing because I feel like that type of food's not a diet. It should be your lifestyle.
Right, so a diet is not even a diet.
Right.
The word diet means what you eat
Right.
is your diet.
There's your plan. Exactly.
It's your plan.
So what do you tell people is
So
the
a
best
piece of
for
paper
them?
is a piece of paper, we're gonna call it loose leaf. It's a loose leaf no matter whether it's from a notebook or a binder, it's still loose leaf paper. Right? So this is my notebook.
Yeah, of course.
And there's paper in it that's attached to the notebook. And when you rip it, it's loose leaf. It's still the same.
I agree.
So every diet anyone follows works, whether it's an unhealthy diet, then you look unhealthy.
That's right.
But that's
Yeah, you could go on a
diet.
McDonald's diet. That one guy did for the TV program or whatever. He didn't look good.
then you look like McDonald's diet. You
Exactly,
look
it's
like
true.
whatever you
So what do
eat
you
is
what do
your
you what do you tell people is their eating routine? What do you call that for people? Like, does it change, or should people be eating all the time the same thing? Or they have a goal, and once they get to the goal, it changes? What do you
So
tell them?
I wrote a book called Eat Your Way to Fit. And most
I
people
like that.
don't hear it. It's eat your way. Your.
Didn't Burger
Fill
King
in
have
your
that?
name.
Didn't Burger King have that?
What is it?
Didn't Burger King have that philosophy?
No, no one's had that
I think.
philosophy.
Mm,
So
I think they did, but obviously it was not for the right reasons.
I've never heard anyone say eat your way to fit. Because it's your
No,
way.
it was like
So
burger
it's
your way or
eat
something.
way to fit.
I've never heard anyone.
Karina.
You're right. I've never heard anyone say that before.
And so fill in the blank. Eat your way. It's yours. So
So
I created
customize.
a meal plan of chicken and broccoli. I did create the really boring meal plan
See, chicken and broccoli.
because that's God's way of eating.
That's true. It is.
So I always say follow the plan. If you don't follow the plan, then you're not on. You don't know how to follow directions.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people will talk, but actually being consistent, determined, and focused and actually doing it is a whole nother thing. So how many times, because I like your
Yeah.
aggressive, what's the word? You're like the bad cop. You're the mean mom. I don't know what it is, but I like it because it makes people want to listen to you, which is great. But do people actually follow it where you don't have to yell at them, or are
You
they?
don't have to yell at them.
Got it. So even if they're following
Everyone
it,
wants to be yelled at because mom yelled, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your fucking teeth.
That's
Every
true.
mom yells.
instinctively it's in their brain.
Yes,
They need
want
it.
to be yelled at.
I know, it's true. It's funny. My fiance says to me, sometimes I talk a little mean to some of my patients. And I'm like, no, I'm not talking mean. I'm just direct. I'm very stern. Because you have to tell people sometimes what they can't see. Because are they.
That is mean because he's never been taught that way.
Probably.
So he thinks it's mean because he didn't experience it.
That's true. Actually, that is extremely true because he didn't.
Why do you talk like that to someone that's really rude? And I was like, if you find me rude, get the fuck off my life. Because I'm not fucking talking to you. Who gives a fuck how I talk if you're getting free information on how to lose weight?
Right, and it's their choice to listen to you. It's their choice to listen to or not. And you know what? There's a lot of people that are a little more aggressive, a little more direct, that are very successful. I mean, like, do you know Andy Elliott? Do you ever watch Andy Elliott? So he's like that. You should see his Instagram. He's he's a sales coach, but he's very big into fitness.
Oh, yeah. He's always in a gray suit.
No, he's in workout clothes. He'll like tell people, he'll do these conferences, he'll be like, you get over here, take your shirt off. And he'll get the guy to take his shirt off. He's got a beer belly, his women breasts or whatever. And he's like, look at your body. You want your kids to see you. You think you're successful. But if you have a body like that, how could you be successful? That means you don't work out. That means you don't eat right. That means you're making choices that aren't good for your health, that are going to affect your kids so that, they don't, you're not going to live as long, and they're going to affect your kids, so that, that type of thing. So now, do you think you'll be the best salesperson in the world if you look like that? I wouldn't want to buy from you if I knew you weren't dedicated, weren't focused, weren't consistent, weren't this and that. And he's like, mean. And then these people transform. They literally go, you're right. I need to make a change. I need to do this. It's almost like those old church things where the guy touches them and all of a sudden they saw God or whatever. That's what he does.
Perfectly clean. So my Eat Your Way to Fit plan comes with a food list.
Oh, I
So
like
people
that.
can swap whatever they want.
I like
Does that
that.
make sense?
Yeah.
If they get bored of tilapia, they swap to chicken. If they get bored of chicken, they swap for quinoa. If they're bored of quinoa, they swap for pork. If they're bored of pork, they swap for steak. I give them a food list to make their swaps and exchanges. And then, but it's Eat Your Way to Fit, so I don't give them a food list of fun food. So when you want that fun food, you can have it because it's Eat Your Way to Fit. So go ahead and eat a bag of potato chips, and then you'll know how it works. If you gain weight, then you just learn how potato chips work for you. If you lose weight, then you just learn you can have potato chips. Have fucking potato chips every single day.
If you
But
can, why not?
I don't put that on the plan because that's not God's food.
Right, that's
I
processed.
should say, if you want fun food, enjoy your fucking fun.
Yeah, that's how I am. I like
Like,
licorice
you have
sometimes. I like Australian licorice.
Oh, I used to be addicted to Twizzlers. Oh, look.
Oh, me too. I love all that. So you guys, we're on podcast. We're on our podcast right now. You guys haven't seen me
I used to eat a bag
Oh,
of this every
oh, so you're the red vines. You're a red viner. That's
How
my.
hard they got.
They get. I know they can break your teeth, literally. So we're on podcast, you guys, right now. It's on YouTube. Make sure you check it out on our new Instagram, The Grind Blueprint. We have some amazing entrepreneurs, people of inspo. You got to check it out. We're having fun right now with one of our Instagram fitness inspirational people that are we're gonna show you very soon. He's live right now on TikTok.
live?
He's live on TikTok.
Oh, I would have put.
Oh, you can do whatever you want. No, so my best friend's a red viner and I'm a Twizzler person, but I like Australian licorice.
I had Twizzlers in New York, and then I met red vines when I moved to
Oh
California.
yeah, they're good. They get hard though, but they both do. So no, I like your philosophy and how many. I mean, how many do you have a certain number of people you coach right now?
So I go like on and off. I want to coach. I don't want to coach. I keep being wishy-washy of what I really want to do.
Yeah, because what's your goals now? You've kind of built up. Where do you want to go now?
So now I'm going to try to stick with group coaching again because I really want to change people's mindset. Because the diet and the exercise is not working. They need to change their mindset. Looks like I'm losing battery. So I
Is this
created
TikTok?
a group called-
Okay, you guys, I want to show you something. So I don't think on our TikTok shop we can have this yet, right? Because of the specific ingredients on there. We'll check it out. But go to Emer Skin, weight loss, gut health, decreased inflammation, and helps brain focus. I've been using this for a year and a half. It's my new supplement called Vitasculpt. People love it. Actually, one of my friends, I just put this on, lost 9 pounds in 2 months. Obviously, with a new mindset and with diet and exercise, this is going to be your complementary supplement. It's not a vitamin. This is a peptide to stimulate your brain, your gut, and your fat cells in your body. Wait, so I love the mindset thing. I want to figure out how to do something with you with that because a lot of what I've been posting on my personal Instagram now over the past 2 years, well, actually more 3 years, has built up because of that. I do inspirational quotes and telling people look, if you want to look and feel a certain way, you got to make sacrifices. Like I get up at 4:15 to go to the gym at 5. Today I did surgery. Just so you guys know, I had surgery today at 6 o'clock. And I go to the gym usually before, and my anesthesiologist, who is a little out of shape, has a lot of sun damage, doesn't take care of himself, and he's like, how do you look like that? How do you do this? I was like, because I actually go to the gym. You have to choose to go. He's like, and then what about what you eat? I was like, yeah, I eat really healthy. Like I make sure I have I eat a lot more meat and steak and fruits and vegetables. And that's what I eat, what you said, what's literally non-processed. And now sometimes I eat the pizza or a fast food here or there because I like it. And again, your way, I can do it because my metabolism is good. But you'll realize that when you eat the way you're talking about, once you cheat, you actually feel worse. Like your stomach, everything. It just is totally affected. When you're consistent for a while and then all of a sudden you go back, you're like, that was horrible. I can't do that again.
Right. And this is what I want to do with mindset. I want to teach them be mindful of how they feel. Because if they're not going to the gym, they don't need to hire me for another workout or another diet plan.
Right, of course.
So I'm realizing what women, especially women, they forgot who they were when they were little. So for example, people who were born during cancer sign, zodiac cancer sign, they're natural caregivers. They can't be anything else but a caregiver. So if there's no children to take care of anymore, they have to remember what they did when they were little. So one of my clients, I had an epiphany that I know she played with dolls. And I called her, I'm like, did you play with dolls and take care of animals and dolls when you were little? And she's like, how do you know? I was like, you're a natural caregiver. So if you're giving care naturally to other people, your family, your husband, whoever, and the person doesn't give you back that same care, because that other person is not a natural caregiver like you. So they cannot be a caregiver like you. So while you're pushing yourself onto other people as a caregiver and you feel bad, they don't help you in other ways to feel like you're being taken care of. What you're actually doing as you're giving care, you are feeling the joy by doing it.
Yeah. So how do those people help themselves? How do they help themselves?
How do they help themselves? Well, they have to have that realization that you enjoy giving care. So my one client I'm telling you about, she has all her dolls. She's 50 years old. She whipped out all her dolls.
Oh wow, that's like a horror
When she
movie.
was a baby. There was like 30 dolls that she threw on the bed.
Oh my
And I'm
god.
like, line them up. Let's take care of these dolls.
So what do we
They
do?
shouldn't be put in the
So
trash bag.
that's the next big. She needs to make like a. My grandma actually made was one of the first designers of clothing for American Girl. I don't know if you know if you knew that. I never told you that. But that's maybe what she needs to do is make a like a clothing line or a hairstyle because kids want that. She got to do something that's gonna help her natural instinct.
Exactly. And when she feels that joy, then she'll go work out.
Got
So
it.
she took up dolls. She felt really happy. She lined them up. She
And then you
put
got
them
her
up
into the
nicely.
gym.
And then she's worked out with me so far 2 days in a row.
That's great.
Now she's feeling happy.
That's amazing. I love
So
that.
I realized, when's your birthday?
December. I'm Sagittarius, 15th.
So you're very competitive.
Very competitive.
You need to win.
But I'm competitive to myself. I need to be the best. I don't care about, I don't like look at other people, but I want to be the best for whoever it is that I'm like in my job. I've always wanted to be the best for my patients. People would come to me, like I remember vividly, I have two really good stories that won't be too long. My first patient when I was in my fellowship in Mount Sinai was a 96-year-old Holocaust survivor. Her name was Esther. And she passed away actually only a couple years ago. Actually, she was over 100, and she had terrible, terrible psoriasis. When she came and saw me, I don't know if you guys know what psoriasis is. I do too sometimes on my elbow, and but her whole body was covered like 90%. And then, you know, she's like 4'11", little small. And I actually couldn't even believe that she took the bus every day to come see me and everything. And we put her on an investigational drug, an autoimmune antibody, and within days, gone. Like literally gone. I mean, in a week or two, her entire full body psoriasis is gone. And so she came back maybe 3-4 weeks later and brings in this guy in a walker. He's in this like Vietnam vet. I don't know if it was really Vietnam, but he was in like a vet outfit. And she's like, here's my boy toy, George, you know, and he was 87. And I was like, good for you, Esther, you know. And what I realized was like, every person that I saw had something unique about them that I really wanted to be able to improve. So when she came to me, she then pulled me aside and said, I have this new boyfriend. I need to look my best. What can I do? You know, and this is 2006 or 7, and there wasn't a lot of cosmetics then. I said, let's do a chemical peel, you know, and I didn't know anything about chemical peels at the time, right? And you know, that we don't have the fancy stuff now. It was literally going to like a lab and, you know, taking some of the chemicals and putting it. So I did a peel on her, and I've never seen such a peel in my life. It was so aggressive. Thank God she was transparent light skin with white hair, right? So she was bright red and peeling everywhere. And then 2 weeks later, no wrinkles. She looked like 20 years younger. I mean, you know, she had all those lines hanging, tight skin, all. She's like, George was a compliment how beautiful she was. And she pulled me aside. She goes, that fucking peel was worse than the Holocaust. She swear to God, she said that to me. She goes, but I would do it again in a second. George loves it. And I realized like I did whatever it took to get my patient that result. Now, I didn't know how to do it, but then it turned out I became like the expert in peels. And so as I went through my residency, I was doing peels on everybody. I had another girl who was born with this line down the center of her forehead where the forehead bone turns in. It's called in coup de sable. You could look it up because I wrote articles on it. And it's called Saber's tooth because it looks like a bite down her. And she was so embarrassed. Kids in high school were making fun of her all the time because they would see this like cavern on her forehead. And there was nothing written about it online. Nothing. Because it was probably 13, 14. And so I was like, you know what? Let's take fillers and let's fill it, you know? And no one had ever done it before. And I just filled it up, not knowing that it's one of the most risky areas to fill, that if you do that, you can cause necrosis and blindness. But I didn't know at the time, it's a long time ago, and it cleared her and this developed this self-confidence. And so everything, there was always something that I was determined to find an answer. Like I just couldn't say no. Or if someone comes to me and they haven't gotten a result, or someone's tried a million things, I need to do better. So I'm always the one that's revising. I'm always the one's progressing and fixing. I've just always been like that. I can never, it's instinctive.
Competing with yourself, you're competing with your businesses.
Yeah.
That's what you enjoy doing. You enjoy competing, not so much the outcome.
That's true.
Like,
Or you learn from it. Like I'm okay if it fails, or if it works but it's not as good and you learn. Like I take criticism very well because it makes you better, in my opinion. That's the other thing. I think some people that can't take criticism can't really be successful because
people who can't take criticism are born under the sign of Cancer, who are very emotional.
That's probably what it is. Yeah, they take it too personally.
Those are the only three: Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio.
That's crazy.
So I have to jump off.
Okay, we're good. I got a lot of stuff. Was there anything that you want people to know about you?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Eat your way to fit, whatever that is for you, and stick to it. Because every diet works if the person does it.
That's great. And then if you want to, we'll do another time where we talk about very specific things. Like there's some things I wanted you to bring up, like wasted mom and, you know, like very specific things. If you want to, let us know. We'll do it.
I'd love to.
Okay.
Yeah, so wasted mom is like a supplement. Right.
Yeah.
So you still have to work out and you still have to eat healthy, but it's a reminder not to give up on yourself. Because women quit. And how I started waist training is I remember when I had a C-section, the doctor told me to wear a tight bandage. And then people who have liposuction or tummy tucks, they wear the tight bandages. So one night I'm like, well, if it works for after a C-section or pregnancy, and it works after surgery, maybe it'll work now too.
Yeah, I like it. Well, what I would love to do, I was thinking, is maybe we start to use it on my lipo patients so that they, you know, can promote it.
Oh, and they're nice. And they have a hole.
Perfect. Yeah, let's talk about it because we can promote it, we can use it, and I could even partner my supplement with it. It'd be great.
Right, you can package it as...
So what we'll do. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's
very cool. Where do you sell it besides websites?
That's it.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll sell it in our office.
Yeah,
We'll do it in our office too. I love
I
it.
ship it from my house. You see my...
Oh, it's cute. I like the pink in the background. I love that. Yeah, that's really
See my
cute.
chicken?
Yes, I do. I think that's great. I think I'm like laughing because it reminds me, it brings up happiness and torture at the same time.
Well, that's a stress chicken.
I love that.
He's really soft.
That's cute. I love that. My friend, just to bring up chickens really quick and eggs, and then we'll be done. My friend here has a chicken coop. And she has the ones that have the hair that cover their eyes, and they're like really, really funny. We have to videotape there. But they have so many eggs. Like, and eggs are like very expensive in California now. So they're like, she literally every Wednesday brings me a basket of like 50 eggs because she's like, I don't eat them. She doesn't work out at all like this. So I'm like spoiled, completely spoiled. So as many eggs as you want me to eat, I will eat because I get them from the coop.
That's awesome.
All right, you're the best. I appreciate it. We'll do more and talk.
Yeah, my next one is my t-shirts. I don't know if, oh, is it?
I love that.
Is it accept?
Yeah, it's really cute. I actually have a million girls here that would wear them. A million. Chelsea would wear them. My trainer Chelsea, everyone. So I'll get a bunch of girls for you to start inspo with it.
I think this is very clear.
It's cute. You could also say your surgeon sucks. For me.
Oh, that's not nice.
No, I mean that means yours was good. You mean you could say my surgeon's great, or your surgeon sucks.
So, oh, and in the back it says fix it.
Where? Oh, I like that. That's cool.
My surgeon's great.
You
How's
can.
yours?
I love it. We're gonna make some dual ones. That's real cute. But I have a lot of girls that would get that. All right. Well, it was great to see you.
All right,
We'll do
I'll see you
more,
next time.
and I'll text with you. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Bye.
Thanks.